3 decades ago, it was impossible to imagine that Indians would ever rule the IT industry and that of the top 10 IT companies, 4 would turn out to be Indian. Some of the top IT companies in India are TCS, Infosys, Wipro, LTI, and Tech Mahindra. No one ever thought that Indians would constitute a significant number of IT professionals and Indian companies would be providing jobs worldwide. Thanks to Indian talent, the Indian IT industry, which contributed roughly 0.4% of the country's GDP in 1991, now contributes 8% and more. One can figure out the dominance of the IT industry by the fact that over 12% of all the recognized startups worldwide are Indians. But considering the current scenario where the IT industry is hugely under pressure, you will be thinking, is the IT industry really a good sector for investment in 2023? Let's discuss the current issues and future prospects in detail. Just like any other industries, IT sector is affected by global economic downturns even more. Indian IT companies make up a large portion of the worldwide IT market, and the growth of the Indian IT industry is closely tied to global market conditions. The majority of revenue for Indian IT companies comes from the American and European markets, and the IT industry's growth is heavily dependent on the performance of the consumer and banking sectors. However, in the year 2022, tech companies experienced major losses as they saw trillions of dollars in the market value disappear. This downturn was attributed to a variety of factors, including the disruption caused by COVID-19 pandemic, Russia's invasion of Ukraine, and rising inflation leading to increased interest rates, which all caused investor concerns. Companies in semiconductors, social media, and cloud computing lowered their future projections, reported poor growth. By October, 7 major tech companies including Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, Google, and Tesla had lost over $3 trillion in combined market value. The pandemic was deceptive. The pandemic was a shot in the arm for the digital economy, and most tech companies scaled up rapidly and in fact hired indiscriminately. Now that normal life is resuming, they are unable to sustain their expanded human resources and operating budgets. The digital spike cannot be permanent. Things were good in all of 2021 and in the first 6 months of 2022. In September, firms started to see things were not going their way. IT services customers in banking, pharma, retail, and hospitality have all been tightening their belts. And this has started impacting the bench of strength of Indian IT services companies. For example, Infosys utilization, including trainees, declined from 89.2% in September 2021 to 81.7% in December 2022. It was one of the lowest utilization rates Infosys had seen. If you look at an approximate manpower base of 3 lakh people, a 7.5% change means that roughly 22,500 people have come onto the bench from active projects. Same thing happened to Wipro's. The utilization rates slide from 78.1% in September 2021 to 72.3%. Technology companies across various industries have been laying off employees at a rapid rate. According to estimates, the struggling tech sector has cut over 150,000 jobs in 2022. This includes large companies such as Facebook parent Meta Platforms and Amazon, as well as smaller businesses in the US and other countries. Here is a glance of the layoffs. Indian startup layoffs were also on the rise, with INC 42 reporting that over 15,700 employees were laid off in 2022 due to tightening funding conditions. Below are just some of them.